Welcome back to Uprising. I'm Sonali Kolhatkar. A groundbreaking new study on cancer has concluded that a majority of cancers are the result of sheer bad luck. Two researchers at Johns Hopkins University, Christian Tomasetti and Bert Vogelstein, searched the scientific literature on stem cell mutations based on the conclusion that when random mistakes in tissue-specific stem cells accumulate, cancers arise that are unrelated to either genetic or environmental factors. The study found that 22 cancer types are mostly the result of sheer bad luck. 9 other cancer types were the result of a combination of factors that included lifestyle and environmental triggers, genes, and bad luck. According to Vogelstein, quote, "We found that the types of cancer that had higher risk than predicted by the number of stem cell divisions were precisely the ones you'd expect, including lung cancer, which is linked to smoking, skin cancer linked to sun exposure, and forms of cancer associated with hereditary syndromes." So, for example, when non-smokers develop lung cancer, it is simply their bad luck. Conversely, when lifelong smokers do not get lung cancer, it isn't because of their good genes protecting them, but more likely their good luck. Smoking increases the likelihood that your luck will run out, but not as much as might have been previously thought. It should be noted that breast, prostate, and several other cancers were not included in the study because of lack of stem cell data. My guest is Dr. Julia Brody, Executive Director of the Silent Spring Institute. Welcome to the program. Before we get into the implications of this study, what do you make of the methodology and the conclusion that 2/3 of cancers are attributable to bad luck rather than genes and the environment?
Well, first of all, this study is about differences in cancer rates across different organs in the body. So it's about why there's more colon cancer instead of cancer of the small intestine. It's really important to know that there have been many scientists disturbed about the interpretation of this study and a lot of discussion about it. And that the interpretation that 2/3 of cancers are due to bad luck isn't supported by this study for a couple of reasons. Scientists have been looking at the methods that they used, and one statistician, for example, Dr. Lumley, writing on StatChat, has used the same data using different calculation methods and come up with estimates as low as 10%. Another issue with the interpretation is that the authors are able to look at small groups of people who have higher risk because of certain unusual, rare genetic variations, but they haven't been able to look in the same way at people who might have extra risk because of particular environmental exposures. So they separate out smokers, but they're not able to look particularly at, say, people who had worked with radiation or gas station attendants or people from other countries in the world. We see a lot of variation in cancer rates from one country to another and at different points in time. Some cancer incidence rates are rising for particular types of cancer. So there are limits to the interpretation of this study.
Right.